Hey there, fellow seekers of knowledge. Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating intersection of psychology, human resources, and pop culture. Today we're embarking on an exciting journey into the enigmatic world of human relationships and the hidden mysteries exposed by the groundbreaking book, Games People Play by psychiatrist Eric Berne. If you've ever wondered why we behave the way we do in our interactions with others, then you're in for a treat. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss any of our super enlightening content. Let's dive in. Have you ever noticed how we seek approval, recognition, or even confrontation in our daily interactions? It all boils down to one intriguing concept: strokes. Not strokes in swimming or strokes of genius. A stroke, as defined in Games People Play, is the fundamental unit of social action in the world of transactional analysis. Overly simplified, it's how we treat ourselves and others. But what exactly are strokes, and why are they so crucial in human relationships? Well, I'm going to tell you. Research shows that as babies, physical touch is vital for our healthy mental and physical development. Fast forward to adulthood, and the need for human touch doesn't diminish. Instead, we seek symbolic emotional strokes from others to satisfy this fundamental need for intimacy. The stroke can be a simple smile, a pat on the back, or a compliment. In a world where virtual interactions often dominate, we crave genuine connections more than ever. Understanding these strokes helps us recognize the significance of positive affirmations, positive connections, and how they contribute to our emotional well-being. Whether through a heartfelt compliment or a simple act of kindness, we can create meaningful connections and a supportive network in our lives. So, the next time you get the chance, compliment your barista on their nail polish, hold the door open for a stranger, check in with a coworker you haven't spoken to in a while, and if needed, hit up Google for additional suggestions. Did you know that each of us has 3 ego states? Allow us to introduce you to the parent, the adult, and the child. Each state comes with its unique attitudes and thinking, and depending on the situation, we switch between them effortlessly. It's like having different personalities that come into play during our interactions, and when we're aware of the ego states in ourselves and others, we can communicate with empathy, establish boundaries, and foster healthier connections. The parent ego state encompasses attitudes and thinking similar to a parental figure. It can be nurturing and protective, but it can also be critical and overbearing. On the other hand, the adult ego state represents rationality, objectivity, and acceptance of the truth. It is the part of us that engages in logical thinking and decision-making. Lastly, the child ego state reflects the emotional and impulsive tendencies of a child. It can be imaginative and playful, but it can also be stubborn and rebellious. In summary, for objectivity, trust an adult, not a parent. And for comfort, go to a parent, not an adult. Now, let's journey into the captivating world of games. And no, we're not talking about video games this time, sorry. Although that new Zelda game is quite rad. Love it! We're delving deep into the psychological games we play in our everyday lives. Super fun! These games are like well-worn loops of videotape inherited from our childhood, baked into our very souls, shaping our interactions and determining our emotional payoffs. Trust us, you won't believe how many of these games you've played yourself. To start us off, one of the most common games Berne discussed was seen mostly between spouses, and it's called If It Weren't For You. In this game, one partner complains that the other is an obstacle to achieving their true desires in life. Berne suggested that this choice of partner is not accidental, but rather a subconscious desire for certain limits. For example, spouse A wants to take a group improv class with their spouse, but their spouse has a public speaking anxiety and won't attend the class. Spouse A isn't comfortable going to the class alone with a group of strangers and feels forced out of going to the class. Instead of spouse A confronting their own fear, spouse B gets blamed for the limitation. "Curse you, Jimmy! If it weren't for you, I'd be going to improv." Another popular game, nope, it's not Tetris, Call of Duty, or Horizon Zero Dawn. It's called Why Don't You, Yes, But. This game is built on a scenario where someone supposedly wanting to solve a problem seeks out a friend, family member, or some other unfortunate soul for suggestions, only to dismiss the advice and propose solutions with a "yes, but," followed by an excuse. One variation of the game of "yes, but" is "yeah, but," which, said faster, sounds like "yabbit," and thus brings us to visions of an Elmer Fudd-like character tiptoeing through the forest hunting yabbits. No? Too far? Alright, back to the science. You guys have to stop distracting me, you know. This game of Why Don't You, Yes, But may occur when someone is subconsciously seeking sympathy for their inability to overcome the challenge at hand. By engaging in this exchange, the person can remain in a vulnerable child mode, where they feel justified in their inadequacy while gaining the attention and support of others who may inadvertently take on the role of the wise parent. Similarly, in the wooden leg game, individuals use certain aspects of their lives, such as a physical disability, a difficult childhood, or past struggles, as excuses for their perceived lack of competence or motivation. By adopting this defensive attitude, they avoid taking full responsibility for their actions, allowing themselves to remain in a state of inaction. But why do we engage in these games? While they may not seem like the healthiest way to interact, they offer some level of comfort and familiarity. For some, games have become an integral part of their identity, allowing them to avoid confronting unresolved psychological issues. By exploring these games, we can gain insight into our own behavioral patterns and work towards creating more authentic and fulfilling relationships. Now that we've unraveled the mysteries behind Games People Play by Eric Berne, let's see how we can apply this fascinating knowledge into our daily lives. Whether it's in the workplace, within families, or in romantic relationships, understanding transactional analysis can lead to more authentic and fulfilling interactions. Let's take a closer look at how we can make practical use of this knowledge. In the workplace, knowing the ego states of your colleagues can help you approach conflicts with empathy and understanding. Imagine a team meeting at a technology company where the team is discussing a challenging project deadline. One team member, Mike, starts to speak from a child ego state. "This deadline is impossible. I can't handle all this pressure. It's too much for me to handle alone." In this scenario, Mike is expressing his feelings of overwhelm and helplessness, similar to how a child might seek comfort and support from a parental figure. He may be feeling stressed and incapable of meeting the demanding deadline, and his response is coming from a place of emotional vulnerability rather than rational problem solving. Now, handling the situation. As a team leader or a supportive colleague, it's crucial to respond empathetically and provide reassurance while still encouraging a more adult ego state for productive problem solving. Here's how the situation could be handled. "I understand that this deadline is challenging, Mike, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed. Remember, we're a team, we're here to support each other. Let's break down the tasks together and see how we can distribute the workload to ensure we meet the deadline successfully." By acknowledging Mike's feelings and offering support, the team leader helps him transition from the child ego state to a more adult ego state. The adult ego state allows Mike to engage in rational thinking and problem solving, focusing on the concrete solutions rather than dwelling on feelings of helplessness. So Mike might respond by saying, "Thank you for your understanding. I appreciate the help. Let's work together to get this done." In this exchange, Mike responds from a more adult ego state, accepting the support and collaborating with the team to find a practical solution. By providing empathy and encouragement, the team leader creates a positive and nurturing environment where team members feel comfortable expressing their concerns and working together towards a shared goal. In the workplace, fostering open communication and understanding each other's ego states can lead to a more productive and cohesive team. Empathetic responses and supportive interactions help individuals feel valued and motivated to contribute their best efforts, ultimately leading to a successful project outcome and a harmonious work environment. In romantic relationships, understanding your partner's ego states can lead to deeper emotional connections and healthier communication. When conflicts arise, recognizing whether it's a parent, adult, or child speaking can help you address the root of the issue rather than engaging in unproductive games. Imagine a couple, Alex and Jamie, are discussing plans for the weekend. Jamie mentions wanting to go on a spontaneous road trip, but Alex immediately responds from a parent ego state. A road trip isn't a responsible idea right now. We should be focusing on saving money and being practical. Let's just stay home and relax instead. In this scenario, Alex is speaking from a parent ego state, assuming an authoritative and controlling role in the relationship. The parent ego state is characterized by a sense of superiority and a desire to guide and instruct the other person based on what they believe is right or responsible. Now here's how we handle the situation. When dealing with a situation like this, it's essential to approach it with empathy, open communication, and a focus on understanding each other's perspectives. Here's how Jamie can respond to Alex's parent ego state in a constructive way. I appreciate your concern, Alex, and I understand the importance of being responsible. However, I feel like a spontaneous road trip could be a fun way for us to connect and create lasting memories together. Let's discuss how we can manage our budget and find a compromise that works for both of us. By responding in this manner, Jamie acknowledges Alex's concerns while expressing their own desires and feelings. Avoiding confrontation or becoming defensive is essential in diffusing any potential tension in the conversation. Here's how Alex may respond to Jamie, responding to Alex. You're right. I understand the importance of creating memories too. Let's talk about how we can plan the trip within our budget and make it work. In this exchange, Alex shifts from the parent ego state to a more adult state, where they can engage in rational and constructive communication with Jamie. By approaching the situation with understanding and finding a compromise, both partners can work together to make decisions that take into account both of their needs and desires. In a healthy romantic relationship, it's crucial to recognize and respect each other's ego states and communicate from a place of equality and mutual understanding. Encouraging open dialogue and empathy allows couples to navigate challenges and make decisions that strengthen their bond and bring them closer together. And in family settings, being aware of the games you might be playing can pave the way for more open and honest discussions. For example, if someone in the family tends to play the wooden leg game, using a personal attribute as an excuse for lack of competence, others can address the underlying issue with compassion and support. Berne's work challenges us to confront our own behaviors and explore the possibility of change and growth. While some games may offer comfort, they can also hinder our personal development and prevent genuine intimacy. Recognizing the games we play is the first step towards breaking free from their hold. By embracing self-awareness and self-reflection, we open ourselves up to a world of authentic connections and emotional growth. Remember, we all have the power to let go of old patterns and create new, healthier dynamics in our relationships. Games people play may have been born in a different era, but its timeless lessons continue to resonate. Berne revolutionized the field of psychology and inspired countless individuals to explore the complexities of human relationships. Games people play reminds us that, like an onion, beneath the layers of games, we all have the capacity to make people cry. Just kidding. We all have the capacity for genuine intimacy and connection. We can unleash our true selves by shedding the masks and societal expectations that hold us back. By embracing vulnerability and authenticity, we embark on a journey of self-discovery and liberation. And that concludes our exploration of Games People Play. And if you forgot the name of the book, it's called Games People Play. We hope this journey has sparked curiosity and empowered you to nurture authentic connections in your life. We all play games, but we have the choice to transform these patterns into opportunities for growth and genuine intimacy. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like and share it with others. Together, let's create a community of empowered individuals who understand the dynamics of human relationships and embrace vulnerability with courage. Thank you for joining us on this transformative adventure. Until next time, keep laughing, stay curious, and never stop exploring the quirky corners of our human experience. This is the PsychHR Geek, signing off.